Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Let us chant Lord Japa with Srila Prabhupada. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता एज इट इज की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to today's Srimad Bhagavatam for all session. Let us recite Bhagavad Gita shloka. We are reciting from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 13, text 22. If anyone needs to go first, please raise your hand. Yes, Mataji. Priyanka Hare Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Yes, Mataji.
Purushaha prakritisto hi bhukte prakritijan gunan karanam gunasangosya sad asatyoni janmasu. The living entity in material nature thus follows the ways of life, enjoying the three modes of nature. This is due to his association with that material nature. Thus, he meets with good and evil among various species. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Inba, Inya, Jai Shri Mataji, Jaganesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Purusha prakritisto hi bhunte prakritijan gunan karanam gunasangosya sadasad yoni janmasu. The living entities in material nature thus follows the ways of life, enjoying the three modes of nature. This is due to his association with that material nature. Thus he meets with good and evil among various species. Mataji, they're not here.
The others are not there. Okay. Isha. Isha is not there. Krishna Shish. Madhava, Rasapriya. Okay. Saujanya Mataji and Pragya.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranams on Guru Srila Prabhupada, on Guru to the assembled devotees.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji, all glory to Srila Prabhupada.
Purusha Prakriti Stohi Bhunte Prakriti Jan Gunan Karanam Guna Sangosya Sad Asad Yoni Janmashu. The living entity in material nature thus follows the ways of life, enjoying the three modes of nature. This is due to his association with that material nature. Thus, he meets with good and evil among various species. Hare Krishna Mataji. Prajna shall lead little later.
Okay. Anyone else? Yes, Isha, go ahead.
Purusha prakritisto hi bhukte prakriti jan gunan karanam gunasangosya sarasat yoni janmasu. The living entity in material nature thus follows the ways of life, enjoying the three modes of nature. This is due to his association with that material nature. Thus, he meets with good and evil among various species.
Krishna Shish. Madhava. Clear, distinct. Purushaha. Prakriti. Sad Asad. Can say it slowly. Word. Say the words far apart. Mm. Yes. Yes. Okay. So I'll also recite Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 13, text 22. Purushaha prakritisto hi भुङ्क्ते प्रकृतिजान् गुणान् कारणं गुणसङ्गोऽस्य सद् असज्जन्म योनिजन्मसु. The living entity in material nature thus follows the ways of life, enjoying the three modes of nature. This is due to his association with that material nature. Thus, he meets with good and evil in various species. Okay, let's read Srimad Bhagavatam. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 22, the descendants of King Ajamida. So, in that, we came up to, so we are reading about the descendants of King Ajamida. So, we were reading about Ajamida's son Riksha, and Riksha's descendant is Kuru, and Kuru's had four sons. One of them is Janu, and in Janu's descendants is Pratipa. His son is, he had three sons, Devapi, Shantanu, and Bahlika. So in Shantanu's descendants, we saw that his son is Bhishma, and the other sons from Satyavati were Chitrangada, Vichitravirya. Then Vichitravirya could not left his body without giving any children. So his wives produced children from Vyasdev. So the older wife Ambika, she had Dhritarashtra, Ambalika had Pandu, and of course Vyasdev with Ambika's maidservant gave birth to Vidura. Then Dhritarashtra had 100 sons headed by Duryodhan and one daughter Dushala. Pandu had 5 sons, Yudhishthir, Bhimsen, Arjun, Nakul, Sahadev. Now all 5 of the Pandavas also had 5 sons from Draupadi, and they also had sons from other wives. Then Arjun's son Abhimanyu, born from Subhadra, had a son Parikshit. So now Sukadev Goswami is talking to Parikshit. Then Parikshit Maharaj began to describe the future. So Parikshit Maharaj already had 4 sons. The eldest was Janamejaya. So the others were Shrutasena, Bhimasena, and what was the fourth one's name? Shrutasena, Bhimasena. Eldest was Janamejaya. So now Janamejaya, he would be, so the future is said, after Parikshit Maharaj is bitten by this Takshaka, then Janamejaya is going to perform a sacrifice to kill all the snakes. Then also he will produce, he will perform Ashwamedha Yagyas. That also we read. Four sons of Janamejaya. Four sons of Parikshit are Janamejaya, Shrutasena, Bhimasena, and Ugrasena. Okay. Then Janamejaya will perform a sacrifice to kill all the snakes. Why? Because it was one snake, Takshaka, which caused the death of his father. So to take revenge, he will kill all the snakes. So he performed a sacrifice. Then, after conquering throughout the world and after accepting Tura, the son of Kalasha, as his priest, Janamejaya will perform. So this is future. He will perform Ashwamedha Yagyas, and then he will be known as Turagamedha Shat. I think now we have to start with text 38. Yeah, text 38. Do you remember who's supposed to start reading today? I think again it's Aditi Lata Mataji. Yes. So Arunita read and Aditi Lata Mataji is not here. So Inba, Inia, whoever's present. तस्य पुत्रः शतानीको याज्ञवल्क्यात्रयीं पठन् अस्त्रज्ञानं क्रियाज्ञानं शौनकात् परमेष्यति. Inya or Inba? Not there. Inya? Okay. Isha?
The son of Janmejaya, known as Shatanika, will learn from Yajnavalkya the three Vedas and the art of performing rituals. He will also learn the military art from Kripacharya and the transcendental science from the sage Shaunaka.
The son of Janmejaya known as Shatanika. So now Janmejaya's son is Shatanika. He will learn from Yajnavalkya the three Vedas and the art of performing ritualistic ceremonies. He will also learn the military art from Kripacharya. Kripacharya is still teaching. Kripacharya was the teacher of the Pandavas, and after Pandavas, Abhimanyu, the next generation, right? And then Abhimanyu's son Parikshit, Parikshit's son Janmejaya, and now Janmejaya's son Shatanika. So many generations. Kripacharya is still teaching, and Kripacharya participated in the battle also. He was there in the battle of Kurukshetra. He was one of the survivors who stayed alive after the battle of Kurukshetra. So, Janmejaya, not Janmejaya, Janmejaya's son Shatanika, that means Parikshit Maharaj's grandson. And Parikshit Maharaj himself is the grandson of the Pandavas. Parikshit is the grandson of the Pandavas, and Parikshit's grandson is Shatanika. So Shatanika learned the military art from Kripacharya, and he learned the transcendental science from the sage Shaunaka Rishi. Shaunaka Rishi, yeah. So Shaunaka and at Naimisharanya, Shaunaka and other rishis are questioning Suta Goswami. So Janmejaya, Shatanika learned transcendental science from Shaunaka Muni, military science from Kripacharya. He learned the three Vedas from Yagyavalkya, and also he learned the art of performing ritualistic ceremonies from Yagyavalkya. Okay. Next, Krishna Ashish. सहस्रानीकस्तत्पुत्रस् ततश्चैवाश्वमेधजः असीमकृष्णस्तस्यापि नेमिचक्रस्तु तत्सुतः. Krishnashish.
The Saraswatanika will be Sahasranika. And from him will come Sahasranika. And from him will come the son Ashwamedha. From Ashwamedha will come Asima Krishna. And his son will be Nemichakra.
Yes. So now again we are continuing the descendants, Ajamida's descendants. And by the way, Ajamida is a descendant coming from Bharat. And Bharat is a descendant coming from Puru. So this is the whole Moon dynasty. Puru is the son of Yayati, youngest son of Yayati. And then they are descendants coming from Pururava and Urvashi, right? And Pururava is a descendant coming from ultimately Soma. Soma is the moon god, Moon dynasty. So, we are continuing the Moon dynasty. So now this chapter is entitled "The Descendants of Ajamida." So in this we came up to Shatanika, the son of Janmejaya. Now Shatanika's son. So all this is after the battle of Kurukshetra. Yes. So after the battle of Kurukshetra, then Parikshit became the emperor. Then after Takshaka, came and bit. Even before that, Parikshit gave up the kingdom and, made his son Janmejaya the next king. And then he left. So Janmeja. Then Janmeja's son, Shatanika. Shatanika's son is Sahasranika. Sahasranika's son is Ashwamedhaja. So this is all future because Sukadeva Goswami is speaking to Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj is still there. So this is what is going to happen in future. Sukadeva Goswami is telling the future. So your son Janmeja will have a son, Shatanika. Shatanika will have Sahasranika. Sahasranika's son will be Ashwamedhaja. Ashwamedhaja's son will be Asima Krishna. Asima Krishna. And Asima Krishna's son will be Nemi Chakra, the Moon dynasty. Text 40, Madhava. Gajahvaye hrite nadya kaushambyam sadhu vatsyati उक्तस्ततश्चित्ररथस् तस्माच्छुचिरथः सुतः तस्माच्छुचिरथः
Hastinapur remarried, inundated by the river. Devi Chakra, who lives in the place known as Kosambi. The son will be celebrated as Tikiratha, and the son of Tikiratha will be Suchiratha.
I want you to read it again slowly. Leave a gap between words, please.
In the town of Hastinapur,
Slow. When the town of Hastinapur.
In the town of Hastinapur, New Delhi is inundated by the river. Devi Chakra will live in the place known
Nemi
as
Chakra will live
Kosambi. The son will be celebrated as Chitraratha, and the son of Chitraratha will be Suchiratha.
Suchiratha. Yes. So we came up to Nemi Chakra. So Nemi Chakra, when the town of Hastinapur is inundated by the river, so this New Delhi will be inundated by the river. What is the river that's flowing in New Delhi? Yamuna. So when New Delhi will be inundated by the river, then Nemi Chakra will live in a place known as Kaushambi. And then his son, Nemi Chakra's son, will be celebrated as Chitraratha, and Chitraratha's son will be Suchiratha. 41. Rasapriya. Tasmacha vrishtimamstasya sushenotha mahipatihi sunithastasya bhavita nichakshuryat sukhi nalaha.
From Suchiratha will come the son named Vrishtiman, and his son Sushena will be the emperor of the entire world. The son of Sushena will be Sunitha. His son will be
Richakshu.
Richakshu. And from Richakshu will come a son named Suchirala.
Sukhi nala. Yeah. So Suchiratha. So who are they? The descendants from Parikshit Maharaj, right? From Suchiratha will come the son named Vrishtiman, and his son Sushena will be the emperor of the entire world. So that means these kings who are descendants coming from Parikshit Maharaj, it is not necessary that all of them were emperors of the entire planet. They may or may not be. Parikshit Maharaj was the emperor. Yudhishthir Maharaj was the emperor. He actually performed the Rajasuya Yagya, like that. But after that, the names that were given, it's not mentioned that they're all the emperors of the whole planet. But now, for this particular king, it is said he became, that means he was so powerful, right? He had that power, prowess. So, Sushena, Vrishtiman's son Sushena, will be, of course, this is the future. It's future when Parikshit Maharaj, when Sukadev Goswami was speaking to Parikshit Maharaj. So, he's saying in future tense. But for us, it is past. For us, it is all past. It's over. But when Sukadev Goswami was speaking to Parikshit Maharaj, he's speaking in future tense. So Vrishtanemi's son will be Sushena, and he will be the emperor of the entire world. Do we have emperors now for the whole world? No. That is over, right? As Kali Yuga is progressing. But this did happen even so many generations after Parikshit Maharaj, Sushena became the emperor of the entire world. The son of Sushena will be Sunitha, his son will be Nrichakshu, and Nrichakshu's son will be Sukhinala. Next. So, who's after Rasapriya? Priyanka Haripriya Mataji. परिप्लवः सुतस्तस्मान् मेधावी सुनयात्मजः नृपञ्जयस्ततो दूर्वस्तिमिस्तस्माज्जनिष्यति.
The son of Sukhinala will be Pariplava, and his son will be Sunaya. From Sunaya will come a son named Medhavi, from Medhavi Nripanjaya, from Nripanjaya Dhruva, and from Dhruva Timi.
Yeah. So now continuation of the dynasty. From Sukhinala will be Pariplava. Pariplava's son is Sunaya. Sunaya's son is Medhavi. Medhavi's son Nripanjaya. Nripanjaya's son Durva. Durva's son Timi. Just imagine how many generations have passed since Parikshit Maharaj. Timer Brihadrathastasmaj Shatanika Sudasajaha Shatanika Durdamanas Tasyapatyam Mahinaraha. Saujanya Mataji.
From Timi will come Bruhadratha, from Bruhadratha Sudasha, and from Sudasha Satanika, from Satanika will come Durdamana, and from him will come a son named Mahinara. Hare Krishna.
Yes, so the names, right? Just of course there are great personalities, but for us, remembering all the names, if you can, it's good. If not, I don't remember all the names. From Timi will come Brihadratha. One Brihadratha we saw previously. Brihadratha, the son of what's the name of the father? Uparichara Vasu.
Richard.
His son Brihadratha. And Brihadratha's son is Jarasan. And the others, so from one wife he got Jarasan, and from the other wife, he had several. Actually, Uparichara Vasu had several sons. So Brihadratha's son is Jarasandha, but Uparichara Vasu had no Brihadratha only from one wife, and maybe that's all. Yeah, it was his father who had several sons, and they all became the rulers of Chedi kingdom. Okay, so this is a different Brihadratha. This Brihadratha is the son of Timi. Brihadratha's son is Sudasa. Sudasa's son Shatanik, and again a different Shatanik, right? One Shatanik is the son of Ahalya and Gautama Rishi. They had a son called Shatanik. No, that was Shatananda. That was Shatananda. Shatanik is the son of the Pandavas, right? I think Nakula's son maybe is Shatanik. Anyway, so this is also Shatanik, a different Shatanik. Then Shatanika's son is Durdamana. From him will come a son named Mahinara. Just pay attention, it is said in future tense, because for them it is future, but for us it is past. 44, 45. So, is Pragnya there, Mataji?
No, Mataji.
Inba, Inya, are you there?
Yes, Mataji.
दण्डपाणिर्निमिस्तस्य क्षेमको भविता यतः ब्रह्मक्षत्रस्य वै योनिर्वंशो देवर्षिसकृतः क्षेमकं प्राप्य राजानं संस्थां प्राप्स्यति वै कलौ अथ मागधा राजानो भाविनो ये वदामि ते. Yes.
The son of Mahinara will be Dandapani, and his son will be Nimi, from whom King Shemaka will be born. I have now described to you the moon god's dynasty, which is the source of Brahmanas and Kshatriyas and is worshipped by demigods and great saints. In this Kali Yuga, Shemaka will be the last monarch. Now I shall describe to you the future of the Magadha dynasty. Please listen.
Yes. So, Sun dynasty was described. Of course, the prominent, right? The Supreme Lord, Lord Ramchandra, is described in the Sun dynasty. And after that, also, whoever the kings, some kings who will come is mentioned until the last person in the Sun dynasty. Then we started reading about the Moon dynasty. So now the last person in Moon dynasty is King Kshemaka, right? He will be the last monarch. Of course, we have Devapi, who's in Moon dynasty, but he is now he's in he's in hiding, right? He will he's not active. He's in hiding. He's living in Kalapagram. Similarly, in the Sun dynasty also there's one king called Maru who's just living now in hiding in Kalapagram. But they will once again restart the Sun dynasty and Moon dynasty in the next Satyuga. But otherwise, Kshemaka is the last king in the Moon dynasty. So in this particular Kali Yuga, because there are so many Kali Yugas, in this Kali Yuga, Kshemaka will be the last monarch. Sukadeva Goswami is saying about the future. So the son of Mahinara will be Dandapani, his son will be Nimi, from whom King Kshemaka will be born. Right? I have now described to you the moon god's dynasty, which is the source of Brahmanas and Kshatriyas and is worshipped by demigods and great saints. In this Kali Yuga, Kshemaka will be the last monarch. Now I shall describe to you the future of the Magadha dynasty. Please listen. Magadha means Jarasandha. So we read a little bit about, so Brihadratha's son is Jarasandha. We also read Jarasandha's son is Sahadev, like that, a few sons. But let's see. Now we are going to read about the Magadha dynasty. Magadha dynasty. So Jarasandha is also coming in the Moon dynasty only. 46, 48. So Inba is there. Inya. Others are there.
No, Masterji.
So Narsimhalila Chaitanya Prabhu, you didn't read. You can read, and if others are there, they can also read. Bhavita Sahadevasya Marjarir Yachrutashavaha Tato Yutayustasyapi Niramitro Tatsutaha Sunakshatraha Sunakshatra Brihatsenoth Karmajit Tatah Sutanjayad Vipraha Shuchistasya Bhavishyati Kshemoth Suvratastasmad Dharmasutra Samastatah Dyumatsenoth Sumatihi Subalo Janita Tatah.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam to Vishnu Prabhupada.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji, all glories to Prabhupada.
Sahadev, the son of Jarasandha, will have a son named Marjari. From Marjari will come Shrutashrava. From Shrutashrava, Yutayu. And from Yutayu, Niramrita. The son of Niramrita will be Sunakshetra. From Sunakshetra will come Bruhatsena. From Bruhatsena, Karmajit. The son of Karmajit will be Sutanjaya. The son of Sutanjaya will be Vipra, and his son will be Suchi. The son of Suchi will be Kshema. The son of Kshema will be Suvrata, and the son of Suvrata will be Dharmasutra. From Dharmasutra will come Sama. From Sama, Dyumatsena. From Dyumatsena, Sumati. From Sumati, Subhala. Hare Krishna.
So this is Magadha dynasty. Magadha is the kingdom. So the dynasty of Magadha. So we are reading from Jarasandha. Before that we read already. So this is also part of Moon dynasty only, coming from Moon god. Because Jarasandha, Brihadratha, Uparichara. So they are coming from Uparichara Vasu is coming in the line of Neela, right? Priyanka Mataji, remember? Uparichara Vasu is coming in the line of Neela, right? The first one in the line of uh, Brihadishu, Brihadishu, the first one. So from 1 second.
Uprichar, yes,
Neela.
Kuru. Madhi.
Kuru.
Kuru's line. Yeah. Ajmira, Riksha, Kuru, Jahanu. Right? And they have for their sons.
Sudhanu. So Sudhanu.
Sudhanu, yeah. Sudhanu, yes.
Okay. And then the next one was so one was sunless, Parikshi was sunless, Sudhanu, Uparichara Vasu in that line. And then we saw only 4 sons, right? He had Janu and
Parikshi, Nishada,
Nishada. So only 4, right?
Kuru, yes. Had only 4.
Guru had 4. So we didn't read about Nishada. So we read about Sudhanu and Janu. So
Jahanu.
yeah, so this is from Sudhanu. Uparichara Vasu is from Sudhanu. Yeah, okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah. So going back again. So Jarasandha Uparichara Vasu's son is Brihadratha and Brihadratha's son is Jarasandha. Okay, that means this is coming in the line of Kuru. That's the connection. And Kuru is again Ajamida's descendant. Ajamida is Hasti, right? So like that. I'm trying to go backwards and remember if I'm able to remember. Anyway, it's okay. So
Ajmira had Mataji Neela. So Neela we covered. So if you were thinking about Neela, so Ajmira had Neela also as a son, Priya Medas and other Brahmanas and Riksha and Brihadishu. So
yes,
these 3.
first is Brihadishu we read, then Neela, and the next chapter we started reading about Riksha.
Riksha, yeah.
Riksha's descendant is Kuru.
Kuru, correct.
So now
I have this actually chart, so it's easy for me to remember and see also.
yes, Mataji, that's actually the best. Even at the back of Bhagavatam, they've given it. Yes, we need to go and look. So that's good if you can actually, you write your own notes, that's even better. You'll remember it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, even I was thinking that, I mean, see, Bhagavatam, only selected, verses will be put into Bhagavatam. If it is not important at all, why would Sukadev Goswami take the pain to tell all the names? Of course, it's also, what do you say, authentic, right? When you talk about disciplic succession, you see the connection. It's not broken anywhere. Similarly, this is family lineage of all these Kshatriya kings. So the unbroken chain, it shows the unbroken chain. So it is not just some mythology, as they say. These are real people, and you can actually connect the dots all the way from the beginning until now, you can see. So it makes it very authentic. So that way also. So if you ever have to, defend, then you can actually show Just like in Bhagavad Gita, we see the disciplic succession of our sampradaya, all the spiritual masters, acharyas in our sampradaya. So we can prove the authenticity to a layman. Okay. So this is Jarasandha's dynasty, and this is called Magadha dynasty. So these are all the names. So finally we came to Subala. Okay. Next. Others are there, Prabhuji? Narsimhalila Chetan Prabhu?
No, Mataji.
So we'll start again, unless anyone else joined who didn't read yet. Achyut Priya Mataji is here. So we can just start with Achyut Priya. Sonia Mataji is also here. So both of you read first and then we'll begin again. So Achyut Priya Mataji. Sunita Satyajid Atha Vishwajid Yadripunjayaha Barhadrathascha Bhupala Bhavya Sahasravatsaram.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danda. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Jai Maharaj. Yeah. From Subala will come Sunita. From Sunita, Satyajit. And from Satyajit, Vishwajit. And from Vishwajit, Ripunjaya. All of these personalities will belong to the dynasty of Brihadratha, which will rule the world from 1000 years.
You can read the purport also.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, sure. Now, purport. This is the history of a monarchy that began with Jarasandha and continues for 1000 years as the above mentioned king appear on the surface of the globe. Thus, in the Bhaktivedanta purpose of the 9th canto, 22nd chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Descendants of Ajamila. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
So this Brihadratha from Subala, this Brihadratha is the Brihadratha, right? Brihadratha's son is Jarasandha and Jarasandha's descendants, all these. We call the Magadha dynasty. So from Brihadratha, you can count from Brihadratha, the Magadha dynasty or Magadha dynasty, starting with Brihadratha and his son Jarasandha, his son Sahadev, and then all these kings in line. So they will rule, it is said in future tense, because when this Bhagavatam was spoken by Sukadev Goswami, the battle was over already, right? That means Jarasandha was killed even before the Rajasuya Yagya was performed. Jarasandha was killed and Sahadev was made the king. So after Sahadev, right, the other kings were all in future tense, the remaining kings. So they will rule for 1000 years, it is said. All these kings that are mentioned, the descendants after Sahadev, they will be ruling their particular kingdom for 1000 years. Magadha dynasty. So with that we ended this chapter 22 entitled The Descendants of Ajamida. Next chapter 23, The Dynasties of the Sons of Yayati. So we read, first we read from like an overview, right? We saw the Sun dynasty. Sun dynasty is over. Now we are reading the Moon dynasty. We just saw from an overview. Now we are going into the details. We are going into the details. Of course, we also read some details while we were reading the overview, right? So just like here we said, this chapter is entitled The Descendants of Yayati. So the others that we left off. So Yayati had several sons. He had Yadu and he had other sons also from Devyani and Sharmishta. He had sons, right? So we read about the descendants of Puru only, the youngest son, who gave his youth to his father, and the King Yayati was very pleased with him, right? And then he made him the emperor. His elder brothers Puru's older brothers, were made subordinate to Puru. So we were just reading about the descendants of Puru. But what about the other sons of Yayati? Why? See, all kings, they had several sons. We didn't read the dynasties of each of those sons. Only one prominent son's descendants we read. But here we are going to read, after reading, the emperor was Puru. So we read the descendants coming from Puru. And again, his son would have several sons. So we didn't read about all the sons. Then why we are going back to read about Yayati? Yayati's descendants, would anyone like to guess? We already read about Puru, the prominent son who became the emperor. Why we have to go back and read about the descendants of Yayati now? What is the significance? Any guesses?
Mataji, what's the question? I heard half of the question, but then
I said that we finished reading about the Moon dynasty, and when we were reading about the Moon dynasty, we read about Yayati. You know, he had his wife Devyani and Sharmishta, and then we read about the sons, and then of all the sons, he had actually 6 sons. The youngest was Puru. So, because the others didn't want to give their youth to their father, Yayati. But Puru very willingly, obediently, he gave his youth, and for 1,000 years, 1 second, Rasapriya is saying something. But for 1,000 years, King Yayati enjoyed the youth. And then after some time, he felt, what is the value of this life? He returned the youth of his son back to Puru, and he was also very pleased with him, and he made him the emperor. So therefore, when we read about the descendants of Yayati, we simply read about the descendants coming from Puru. We didn't read about the descendants of the other sons.
yes.
But that's what we did for all the other kings also. We just read about the prominent ones, right? And then that son, just like, let's say I have 5 sons. If I have 5 sons, then if you read, or let's say if I'm a man, right? If I had 5 sons, then here it would be discussed that my eldest son and his son and his son, his son. I have 4 other sons, but about their dynasties, their descendants, it's not mentioned. Just one prominent son, and names are given, right? This person had so many sons, and then you pick one of those and then say that person has so many sons. Like that you go down. So you pick the prominent names, or that's how it has been discussed. Now we finished discussing about Yayati and Yayati's descendants coming through Puru. Why we have to go back to read about Yayati again? Let's see.
Mataji, Krishna will come, right?
How Krishna will come? Can you please explain?
It's just a guess, Mataji.
Yeah, it's a good guess. Please tell me how.
Just from like the sons of some of the son of the Yayati. So there would be some relation. I don't remember. I just guess because next canto starts with Krishna.
It's an intelligent guess, and you're right actually. You're right. Okay, Rasapriya said because we didn't read about the other sons, so we are going back. That's also correct. But I don't think we are going to read about all the other sons. We'll read about one particular one. Saujanya Mataji, what would you like to add?
Yeah, yes, Mataji. So when you were telling few minutes before that, we finished Sun Dynasty and who was the last person. We finished the Moon Dynasty, who's the last person, and then you specifically mentioned Lord Ramchandra and how you said. Then I was thinking, okay, but then we didn't talk about how Krishna came. And then when you said Magadha Dynasty, Jarasandha, no, then you said, not you, like in the sense in the next shlokas, they talked about Magadha dynasty.
Yeah.
Then I thought, how Magadha came from moon or sun? I don't know. I thought of raising the question at that time.
Moon only. That's why we were going back. Remember, Priyanka Mataji and I were trying to connect from back. Yeah, it's from Moon Dynasty only.
Yeah. Then I thought, okay, that means we are reading little more about whatever the other people who are required. But then at that time when you mentioned about Rama, I was like, okay, then how about Krishna's dynasty? That's all I felt, because we already read Bharat also. So we know how Bhumandala, Dushyant, you know, that time you mentioned little bit about even Bhumandala.
Yeah. So the connection here is, thank you, Mataji. So the
And
connection.
one question, if I can ask Mataji, see, Parikshit has come and then Parikshit Kali went. I mean, not Kali, like Dwapar Yuga was ending and then Kali Yuga will start. So when Kali Yuga is starting, Parikshit is here. But also, we talked about mm, Bharat, Dushyanta, Shakuntala. So they were all before Parikshit? No,
Yeah.
something I got confused there.
Long before. Long before, Mataji.
So after that, Pandava and all came then?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. So the connection here is Yayati's eldest son's name. Who remembers? Yadu. Yadu Vamsa. So in the Yadu dynasty, Krishna will come, right?
Krishna comes, yes.
Yes, so all of you are correct that it's going to lead to Krishna, and that's the important. That's actually all the remaining 9 cantos are meant to bring us to the 10th canto. 10th canto is the Ashraya, right? Srimad Bhagavatam has 10 subjects. So the 10th subject is Ashraya, and in fact, that is the main subject. The remaining 9 are discussed, just preparing us leading to the 10th canto. So we are in the 9th canto, and also in that we are coming to the end of 9th canto. So now the question is, how is this going to lead to the 10th canto, right? So we finished reading about the Moon dynasty. It is already said the last king of the Moon dynasty is Kshemaka, and then also like an offshoot of the same dynasty, we read about Magadha dynasty. So then now the next chapter, again going back into Moon dynasty. What is the significance? Because now we have to lead how this Moon dynasty is leading to Krishna, that we have to see. So Krishna didn't appear in Kuru's dynasty, Krishna appeared in Yadu's dynasty. Therefore, the next chapter is entitled The Descendants of Yayati, and Yayati's eldest son is Yadu. Yes, Saujanya Mataji.
So is it correct? I wanted to make sure my understanding, Mataji. So though Sukadev Goswami didn't go in detail about Yadu Krishna, but he kind of touched upon the future, because just few verses before you were saying this is for future, but he's also mentioning here for them it is future, but for us it is past. So he
Yes,
simply
but
touched
after Parikshit, it
upon.
is future. But now this is not after, this is again past. See,
Yeah. So that means he only touched upon simply for the future there. Though he skipped Krishna's part in between. And now he's starting in detail Krishna's part. Mm.
okay. So now I'll just read the summary and then Sonia Mataji can read. So chapter 23, the dynasties of the sons of Yayati. So of course it doesn't mean we'll only read about Yadu. All the other sons are also there. Who are the sons? In this 23rd chapter, the dynasties of Anu, Druvyu, Turvasu, and Yadu, as well as the story of Jamagha, are described. Anu, Druvyu, Turvasu, and Yadu. Okay, so are described. Okay, the sons of Yayati's fourth son Anu were. So now we are beginning with Anu. I thought Yadu had 6 sons, only 4. Well, fifth one is Puru, but maybe he had. Let me just go back. King Yayati. Pururava had 5 sons. No, Ayu, the son of Pururava, had 5 sons. So next chapter. Okay, Yayati had 5 sons, not 6. Sorry. Yayati had 5 sons, and the youngest is Puru. Okay, he had 5 sons. So we are going to read about the remaining 4 now. Okay, so if you come backward, Yadu, Turvasu, Druhyu, Anu, and Puru. So Yadu and Turvasu, I think, are the sons of Devyani. Druhyu, Anu, and Puru are from Sharmishta. Anyway, we'll keep reading. The sons of Yayati's 4th son Anu were Sabhanara, Chakshu, and Pareshnu. Of these 3, the sons and grandsons of Sabhanara were in succession Kalanara, Srinjaya, Janamejaya, Mahashala, and Mahamana. The sons of Mahamana were Ushinara and Titikshu. Ushinara had 4 sons, namely Shibi, Vara, Krimi, and Daksha. Shibi also had 4 sons, Vrishadarbha, Sudhira, Madra, and Kekaya. The son of Titikshu was Rishadratha, who begot a son named Homa. From Homa came Sutapa, and from Sutapa Bali. In this way the dynasty continued. Begotten by Dirghatama in the womb of the wife of Bali were Anga, Vanga, Kalinga, Suhma, Pundra, and Odra, all of whom became kings. From Anga came Khalapana, whose dynasty included Diviratha, Dharmaratha, and Chitraratha, also called Romapada, one after another. Maharaj Dasharath gave in charity one of his daughters by the name Shanta to his friend Romapada because Romapada had no sons. Romapada accepted Shanta as his daughter, and the great sage Rishishringa married her. By the mercy of Rishishringa, Romapada had a son named Chaturanga. The son of Chaturanga was Prithulaksha, who had 3 sons, Brihadratha, Brihadkarma, and Brihadbhanu. From Brihadratha came a son named Brihadmana, whose sons and grandsons in succession were Jayadratha, Vijaya, Dhriti, Dhritavrata, Satkarma, and Adhiratha. Adhiratha accepted the son rejected by Kunti, namely Karna, and Karna's son was Vrishasena. Adhiratha is a descendant coming from King Yayati. Interesting. The son of Yayati's 3rd son Dhruvyu was Babhru, whose son and grandsons were Setu, Arabdha, Gandhara, Dharma, Dhrita, Durmada, and Pracheta. The son of Yayati's 2nd son Turvasu was Vahini, whose seminal dynasty included Bharga, Bhanuman, Tribhanu, Karandhama, and Maruta. The childless Maruta accepted Dushmanta, who belonged to the Puru dynasty, as his adopted son. Same Dushmanta, right? King Dushmanta. the childless Maruta accepted Dushmanta, who belonged to the Puru dynasty, as his adopted son. Maharaj Dushmanta was anxious to have his kingdom returned, and so he went back to the Puru Vamsa. Of the 4 sons of Yadu, Sahasrajit was the eldest. Okay, now we are talking about Yadus. So we discussed, Puru was discussed earlier. Now we discussed the other 4, Anu, then Druhyu, right? Turvasu. Now we are discussing Yadu. Of the 4 sons of Yadu, Sahasrajit was the eldest. The son of Sahasrajit was Shatajit. He had 3 sons, of whom one was Haihaya. The sons and grandsons in the dynasty of Haihaya were Dharma, Netra, Kunti, Sohanji, Mahishman, Bhadrasenaka, Dhanaka, Kritavirya, Arjuna, Jayadhvaja, Talajanga, and Vitihotra. The son of Vitihotra was Madhu, whose eldest son was Vrishni. Because of Yadu, Madhu and Vrishni, their dynasties are known as Yadava, Madhava, and Vrishni. Okay. Yadu. From Yadu, you have Yadava. From Madhu, you have Madhava. And from Vrishni, you have Vrishni. 3 dynasties. Okay. So you see how Madhu came and Vrishni came. So they're all coming from Yadu only. So you can say in one sense everyone is Yadu because they're all coming from Yadu, Yadavas. But again there's specifics. The son of Vitihotra is Madhu. So from Madhu onwards they are known as Madhavas. Within Yadavas you have Madhavas. Right? And then the eldest son of Madhu was Vrishni, and his descendants are known as Varshneyas or Vrishnis. Another son of Yadu was Kroshta, and from him came Vrijinavan, Swahita, Vishadgu, Chitraratha, Shashabindu, Ritushrava, Dharma, Ushana, and Ruchaka. Ruchaka had 5 sons, one of whom was known as Jamagha. Jamagha was sonless, but by the mercy of the demigods, his childless wife gave birth to a son named Vidarbha. So now tomorrow we will begin reading this chapter. Actually, Mataji can start. Sonia Mataji can read. She didn't read today. Sri Shuka Uvacha Anoh Sabhanaraschakshu Pareshnushcha Trayasutaha Sabhanarat Kalanaraha Srinjayastatsutastataha. Sonia Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Sukhdev Goswami said, Anu, the 4th son of Yayati, had 3 sons named Sabhanara, Chakshu, Parisnu. O king, from Sabhanara came the son named Kalanara, and from Kalanara came a son named Srinajaya.
Srinjaya. Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So these are the sons from Anu, the 4th son of Yayati. Anu's son is Sabhanara, Chakshu, and Pareshnu. He had 3 sons, Sabhanara, Chakshu, and Pareshnu. From Sabhanara, a son named Kalanara was born. From Kalanara, Srinjaya was born. So we'll continue Bhagavatam reading tomorrow. Let us read Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 2, text 2. So we were in the middle of the purport. I'll just read the purport. Okay, or you can just recite the verse one more time. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Kutastva Kashmalamidam Vishame Samupastitam Anaryajishtam Aswargyam akirtikaram Arjuna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planets, but to infamy. So Arjuna was refusing to fight and he was feeling so much compassion. So Krishna didn't say that Arjun's compassion was glorious. No, Krishna said it is a weakness of heart. It is an impurity. How did these impurities come, and that too at this time, right? So, first of all, see, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha is said. So, Prabhupada is explaining why Bhagavan is used for Krishna. Right? The final name, the final word for absolute truth is Bhagavan, and in that Bhagavan also, the ultimate word, final word is Krishna. Krishna. Of course, they're all the same person, but still, Deepa Chireva Hidashantaramabhyupetya. Right? Like there are so many candles, but all these candles are lit by one original candle. Like that. Even though after lighting them, they all look the same, but still, the original candle is still the original candle, which gave light to all other candles. Like that, the original person from whom all other expansions are expanding, that original person is Krishna. So he is addressed here as Bhagavan. So to explain Bhagavan, Srila Prabhupada is explaining this verse, Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdate. That means the absolute truth is known in three phases as Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. To explain that, the example of the sun is given. You know the sun as sunlight, and you can know the sun as the sun planet, and you can also know within the sun planet there is so much variety, and there is a deity, the sun god, right? So it is all sun, but one is complete understanding and one is partial understanding, like that. Similarly, so the sunlight is compared to Brahman, the sun planet is compared to Paramatma, understanding of the absolute truth, and entering into the sun planet and seeing the variety there and meeting the sun god, that is like that is compared to knowing the absolute truth as Bhagavan. The three divine aspects can be explained by the example of the sun. So that we saw the other day. Now we'll continue. The Sanskrit word Bhagavan is explained by the great authority Parashara Muni, the father of Vyasadeva. The Supreme Personality who possesses all riches, all strength, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge, and all renunciation is called Bhagavan. So this Bhagavan, right? Who is Bhagavan? This is explained by Parashara Muni. Bhaga means opulence. Just like you have Dhanavan. Dhanavan means a wealthy person is called Dhanavan. That means one who has lot of wealth is called Dhanavan. Or anything else, any other examples you can give? Bhagyavan, right? One who is fortunate is called
Gyanvan.
Gyanvan, right? One who has knowledge, like that. So similarly, Bhagavan means one who has all the opulences. That is Bhagavan. So then the next question is, what are opulences? Then there are 6 types of opulences. Aishvaryasya, Viryasya, Yashasa, Shriya, Jnana, Vairagya. Like this, there are 6 opulences. This is said in Vishnu Purana also. The Supreme Personality who possesses all riches, all strength, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge and all renunciation is called Bhagavan. There are many persons who are very rich, very powerful, very beautiful, very famous, very learned and very much detached, right? So if I asked you, give me the names of very learned personalities, then you'll just quote some names. Just in today's world, you can say, this scientist, or Einstein is a very learned person, or like that, Edison or whoever. You can give me some names, right? Very learned. Or very famous personalities also, you can give me some names. Very beautiful persons, yeah, so many. Miss Universe and this and that. You have so many names. Very powerful, yeah, you can give names of very powerful people. So yes, there are many persons who are very rich. You can give the names of top 10 wealthy persons in the world, right? Very rich, very powerful, very beautiful, very famous, very learned, and very much detached. But no one person can claim that he alone possesses all riches, all strength, etc. entirely. That means he has all the wealth of the whole world, plus he is the most beautiful person. No one is more beautiful than him. Plus he is the strongest person. Nobody has strength more than him. Plus he is the most famous person. Like this. No one person can claim. Can you give any name of other than Krishna? Can you give any one name of a person who can claim to possess all these in one person? And even those who have any one of these, they cannot say that they have, there's no one more beautiful than him or her. You cannot say that. Even if someone is Miss Universe, it's not that they actually went and looked at every person in the universe and finally they are choosing this person as Miss Universe. It's not true, right? Whoever applies for it, hardly a few people, and within that, you just choose. So nobody can claim that that person is the most beautiful and no one is more beautiful than him or her. Who can claim that? But only Krishna can claim this. He can claim that nobody is more beautiful than him. He is the most, he has all, he owns all the wealth in the entire creation. He owns it, it is his. He possesses all riches, all strength, all knowledge, all beauty. Only Krishna can claim this because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. No living entity, including Brahma, Lord Shiva, or Narayan, can possess opulences as fully as Krishna. That's why it is said, Ekale Ishvara Krishna Arasabhabritya. Only Krishna is the Lord, the controller. Everyone else is a servant. Only Krishna is the master. Everyone else is a servant. In relation to Krishna, everyone is a servant. Therefore, it is concluded in the Brahma Samhita by Lord Brahma himself that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. No one is equal to or above him. He is the primeval Lord or Bhagavan known as Govinda, and he is the supreme cause of all causes. Ishvara Parama Krishnaha Satchidananda Vigraha. Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. Lord Brahma's statement. There are many personalities possessing the qualities of Bhagavan, but Krishna is the supreme because none can excel him. He is the supreme person and his body is eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. He is the primeval Lord Govinda and the cause of all causes. Brahma Samhita 5.1. In the Bhagavatam also, there is a list of many incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but Krishna is described as the original personality of Godhead, from whom many, many incarnations and personalities of Godhead expand. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam 1.3.28. Ete cham shakala pumsaha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Vridayanti Yuge Yuge. All the lists of the incarnations of Godhead submitted herewith are either plenary expansions or parts of the plenary expansions of the Supreme Godhead. But Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.3.28. Therefore, Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth, the source of both the super soul and the impersonal Brahman. So this purport was started with the verse Vadanti Tattva Vidas Tattvam Yajnanam Advayam Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagwaniti Shabdati. The absolute truth is understood in three phases: Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. And what are we reading here? The conclusion is actually Brahman and Paramatma are the source for Brahman and Paramatma is Bhagwan. And Bhagwan also, Bhagwan, when you say Krishna, Krishna. Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, the source of both the Super Soul and the impersonal Brahman. In the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjun's lamentation for his kinsmen is certainly unbecoming, and therefore Krishna expressed his surprise with the word Kutaha, where from? Such impurities were never expected from a person belonging to the civilized class of men known as Aryans. The word Aryan is applicable to persons who know the value of life and have a civilization based on spiritual realization. Yes, this is very important, right? Impurities are never expected from a person belonging to a civilized class, and civilization means civilized class means they know the value of life. What is the value of life? So if you think about it today, in today's world, who knows the value of life, right? We think this life is meant to enjoy to the maximum capacity, become famous in this world, become wealthy. But actually, this is not the sign of an advanced person. An advanced person knows the value of life. What is this life meant for? And it is based on the civilization, the whole entire civilization is based on spiritual advancement, not based on material advancement. How to improve our material standard of life. That's not an advanced person. Okay. So Arjun is here, he is a personal associate of Krishna, how advanced he is. And he is thinking on bodily concept of life. This is totally, surprising, shocking. Somebody who's a Shudra is thinking like that, you can understand. But this is an advanced Aryan. Such impurities were never expected from a person belonging to the civilized class of men known as Aryans. The word Aryan is applicable to persons who know the value of life. What is the value of life? This life is an opportunity for us to come out of this cycle of birth, death, and old age and disease. The value of life. So one who is an Aryan knows the value of life, and he will have a civilization which is based on spiritual realization. Persons who are led by the material conception of life do not know that the aim of life is realization of the absolute truth, Vishnu or Bhagavan, and they are captivated by the external features of the material world, and therefore they do not know what liberation is. Apashyatam atma tattvam griheshu grihamedhinam, it is said in the second canto. Apashyatam, pashya means to see. Apashyatam means they don't see. Atma tattvam, what is the truth of the self? It's unknown to them. That's what is said here. They do not know what is liberation. They're simply captivated by the external features of the material world. Is this an advanced person? No, this is not an advanced person. Being captivated by the external features of this world, that's not an advanced person. One who knows what is liberation, how to come out of the entanglement of this material uh, life, that is actually a progressive person. Persons who have no knowledge of liberation from material bondage are called non-Aryans. Although Arjun was a Kshatriya, he was deviating from his prescribed duties. So Kshatriya has his prescribed duty, and Arjun, even though he's a Kshatriya, he's deviating from his prescribed duties by declining to fight. This act of cowardice is described as befitting the non-Aryans. Okay, so one thing, even when you do your duty, we will see, movies actually reflect the condition of society at the time. Don't you think so? If you look at the movies that were made in 1950s and 1960s, I'm talking about Indian movies, you will see, you will still see there is some, there is some moral, there is some message that is given about dharma, isn't it? There is dharma. It may not be pure devotional service, but still adhering to dharma, uh, telling the truth, not cheating, not stealing, things like that. Nowadays, that also you don't see. Do you get any message like that? I don't know. I haven't seen. But I can guess, the current situation. Why one has to adhere to dharma? When you adhere to dharma, when you adhere to your particular duty, it actually purifies your consciousness, it purifies your heart. When your heart is purified, you come to the mode of goodness. You come above the modes of passion and ignorance. Cheating, greed, these are the modes of passion and ignorance. When you are in the modes of passion and ignorance, your heart is contaminated and you cannot realize spiritual subjects. But when you are in the mode of goodness, then you are uh, receptive. You are receptive to spiritual knowledge. You can realize the temporary nature of this life when you are in the mode of goodness. But if you are deeply in the modes of passion and ignorance, even if you are preached to, nothing goes inside. You're not receptive to spiritual knowledge. So spiritual knowledge is born from the mode of goodness. When you do your dharma properly, you come to the mode of goodness, and it is very conducive for you to develop your your self-realization that you're not this body, you're a spirit soul. That is why if one is not able to directly take to pure devotional service, uh, or even if one is not, Krishna says it is nothing new, everything is said in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna gives in the 12th chapter, he gives, right, text 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He says, topmost is your mind completely attached to Krishna. That's the best. But if you're not able to do that, then okay, if your mind is going here and there, at least with your other senses, you end up your devotional service only. But you're not even able to do that, then you work for Krishna, give the results to Krishna, like that. So when you do your particular dharma, what happens is you come to the mode of goodness, and by coming to the mode of goodness, then you become receptive to spiritual knowledge. That is why doing your dharma is important. The Vedic lifestyle means there is dharma, prescribed duties. This person has this type of nature, he should do this type of work. That person has that type of nature, he should do that type of work. And then why do you do that duty? Because the Shastra is saying, I must do this duty. They adhere to their dharma, regardless of whether it is profit or loss. It doesn't mean that, oh, that occupation will fetch me more money, so I'll give up my dharma and I'll do another's dharma. No, that is not recommended. Shreyan Swadharmo. What is that shloka? Paradharmat Swanushtita. Swadharme nidhanam shreyaha paradharmo bhayavaha. Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha. Right? So it is better you do your own dharma and you're not doing it properly. You're doing it faultily. It's okay. But you stick to your dharma. That means even though there is loss, even though there is defeat, still you hold on to your dharma because this is my duty. I will do my duty. Even if it is not perfect, I will do. And someone else's dharma is more profitable, let it be. I will hold on to my dharma. This is the mood of a person who adheres to his dharma. That is why back in the day, those who were servants, they always took pride in their being the servant of their master. They were not thinking, today I am serving my master, tomorrow I will sit on the seat of my master. Never. Generation after generation after generation, servant's son will become another servant of that master's son. And his son will become servant of the master's grandson, like that. They remain servants only. Why? Because this is my dharma. By doing this dharma, you transcend the modes. Transcend the modes matlab means you transcend the modes of passion and ignorance and come to goodness. So in goodness, you can realize that you're not this body. That is why doing dharma is very important. And of course, if you are able to, if one is doing pure unalloyed devotional service, for him it's not required. It's not required. Even though it's not required, still they do their dharma. As long as it is not interfering with with the flow of their devotional service, they do their dharma. So that's why for Arjun, who is now playing the role of a Kshatriya, Kshatriya's duty is important. It's given in the Shastra. And if he's saying if he's not going to do his prescribed duties and if he's declining to fight, then that is an act of cowardice. It's not befitting Aryans. That means you're not doing your duty. This is not an advanced person's behavior. Such deviation from duty does not help one in the progress of spiritual life. You understand? Such deviation of duty does not help one in the progress of spiritual life. Nor does it even give one the opportunity to become famous in this world. Yeah, you don't become famous. Lord Krishna did not approve of the so-called compassion of Arjun for his kinsman. So in the previous verses we were hearing, oh, Arjun is a saintly person. His heart is so soft. He's feeling for the pain of others. He doesn't even mind his own loss. He is ready to even beg and live by begging. Even though he's a Kshatriya, he's willing to live by begging for the rest of his life. How compassionate he is. Like that we were reading, right? And now Krishna is saying, no. He didn't say, oh, you're so compassionate, you're so great. No. Krishna said, this is the impurity of your heart. Give up. How did these impurities come in you? Krishna is saying. Kutastva kashmalam idam vishame samupastham. So, in the purport, one thing is the word Bhagavan was explained, and then giving up of one's duty. By giving up one's duty, one is not going to make progress. That is explained. Next, Srila Prabhupada's Leelamrita will continue. Yeah, again, same theme here also. In the lecture, Srila Prabhupada is explaining to his students, if Krishna tells you to fight, then you should fight. Your mind may be telling you that, oh no, this war is not good, but you don't listen to your mind. So then they started wondering, oh, now the Vietnam War is going on, and then how Swamiji is saying. So they had all these questions, right? So then the next question is Krishna asking this war? How do you know if it is? In Arjun's case, Krishna was personally saying, this is your duty, you should fight, isn't it? So to some in his audience, although his answer seems philosophically sound, it's not quite what they want to hear. Still, they want to know his political views. Does he support America's involvement in Vietnam? Is he anti-war? But Prabhupada is neither hawk nor dove. He has no political motive behind his example of Krishna and Arjun. His theme is simple and pure. Beyond the good and the bad is the absolute. And to act in accord with the absolute is also beyond good and bad. So you simply do what the Lord is telling you to do. Don't consider what your mind is saying. That's the message. If Krishna is directly telling you to do, then you don't have to consider anything else. Just do what Krishna is telling you to do. But what about Vietnam? Does Krishna say to fight there? No, Swamiji answers. The Vietnam War is different from the Kurukshetra War. In the Battle of Kurukshetra, Krishna was personally present, asking Arjun to fight. Vietnam is different. But his audience has yet another objection. If he is not addressing the Vietnamese war, then why not? Right? This is our present problem, current situation. You're not going to say anything about the Vietnam War? After all, this is 1966. If he isn't talking about the war, then what is his relevance? Right? Relevancy. What is he? Right? You're talking some history? Is it like some story? Can't we apply that in the present situation? The Swami replies that his message is actually the most urgent and relevant. Srila Prabhupada said, no, whatever I'm saying is relevant today, right now. It is most relevant. The Vietnamese War was an inevitable karmic reaction. It was one symptom, not the whole problem. And only this philosophy means Krishna conscious philosophy, surrender to the supreme consciousness, addresses the real problem. You understand? So it's just like when you have a fever, then you take some medicine, your temperature is high, you take some medicine that brings down the temperature. If you don't figure out what is the cause of that fever, and if you don't treat that cause so that it is uprooted altogether, the fever will keep coming back again and again. You're just treating the external symptoms. For sometimes the symptoms disappear, but they come back again. So similarly, we see now there is war and we want to solve because this is giving pain. So we want to stop this war. So by some truce or by some other means, right? Uh, you try to stop the war. But is that the complete solution? It's not. Because really the problem is we are carrying a big baggage of karma, collective karma. Collective karma. The only thing that can just dissolve all these is bhakti. That's why Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shucha. You surrender unto me. Surrender means what did Srila Prabhupada say? Surrender means whatever Krishna says I will do with full faith. That's all. This is called surrender. And anything against what Krishna is saying, whether my mind is saying, whether someone else is saying, just Krishna is my master. Then if everyone does that, no more karmic reaction. There won't be wars, there won't be no miseries, no pains. That is the only solution. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada is saying this is the most relevant message. Whatever Srila Prabhupada was teaching is the most relevant message. Whereas talking about the Vietnam War or any other war or any other problem, coronavirus or this or that, that's just part of the story. It's not the complete solution. That's the point. So, and only this philosophy, surrender to the supreme consciousness, addresses the real problem. But for many, the reference to fighting is so emotionally charged that they can't go beyond the immediate politics of Vietnam to Prabhupada's real message of surrender to the Supreme Consciousness. They respect the Swami. They realize he is referring to a deeper philosophy. Yet, the story of Arjun and the war makes things difficult. The Swami nonetheless continues to refer to Arjun's fighting as the classic example of Bhagavad Gita's basic teaching. So we will stop reading here. Thank you all, dear devotees. All of you have a wonderful day in Krishna consciousness. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll meet again tomorrow. Hare Krishna.
Mataji. It's really how Srila Prabhupada would have to tell people here in Western, neither they know Indian philosophy, not Indian, I meant to say the Dharma, philosophy, Sanatan Dharma, nothing, nor they can understand, but oh my God, I don't know how he win his hearts. It's
By his faith in Krishna.
yes. Yeah. So
And
truly those people are
compassion.
amazing. Mataji. In
Yeah.
spite of all that background, they understood and accepted the philosophy, not blindly, but it's like somebody who is in the prison, you go try to change them. How it's like something is rooted in them, but still magic worked. It's
The
good.
power of the, the pure devotee. Yeah. Thank you.
It's good idea for all of us also that we, apart from Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, reading the Lilamrit, because for current practical world, and also it gives more faith and hope. Not, I mean, we already have faith, but in general, right? It's like I feel for some new person, they should read Lilamrita first and then come to.
What is it? New people and old people also, because we have faith, but faith is, there are various levels of faith. There's what is called Komala Shraddha and there is Dhrida Shraddha. We all need to keep increasing our faith, make it more and more firm. So yes, seeing the life of a pure devotee, Srila Prabhupada, it really strengthens our faith. Yeah. So, thank you. Hare Krishna.
It's like we're reading all the pastimes of all the other, everything in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and here it's like reading pastimes of Srila Prabhupada,
Yes,
literally to the nailing to the point.
yeah. And also this is our history, our immediate history.
Yeah. Like if we talk about Hiranyakashipu, all those demons, okay, but then people may say we don't see those kind of demons nowadays. But there is demons in a different way. Like there's demon in our own thing, and like how that. So like that, Srila Prabhupada's pastime is for the current Kali Yuga age. Thank you, Mat.
Okay? Hare
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.